So,
Go on.
nice to meet you, mate.
Pleasure, mate. Pleasure. If I can help someone, you know, it happened to me like in 2017.
Yeah.
It's a long story, but what happened was I had an affair, so I lost my marriage. Ended up losing my house, losing everything, blah de blah. And anyway, my mate had a breakdown. My head went completely.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And I took an overdose. What saved me was the overdose. I took 150 tablets. And what it was, I bought one on the black market. I know it knocked me bandy. It didn't kill me. Do you know?
Yeah.
I ended up in the Roseford ward in the back of Hammersmith, the mental health thing, securely locked. You can't get out of there. You know?
Yeah.
Excuse me. And but that saved my life because when I went there, and it took me 7 months to get out of there, and they just drug you up. You can't. It's hard to explain to people, but they're scary places, you know, because mental health in this country, there's nothing for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So going there, I mean, you know, I'm 4 years on from it now. Excuse me, and my life's in a good place. I've got a flat. I see my kids now. I've got a cleaning company. I do a little bit of that, you know, and it's all good. It's just I think positive. I do things, you know, that keep me positive, you know. There's a lot of young kids now that sell farms, so I do little chats for them as well, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the reason, obviously, I used to be a professional boxer, but
Did you?
Yeah, but
I love boxing. My passion is.
Yeah, I started this channel called Voice from the Corner, and people thought his voice.
They need these things, you know.
Yeah, but people thought his voice from the corner about boxing. But really, everyone could see through the message of what I was saying because I lost my brother 2 years ago. He hung himself. So, so we never knew nothing. We never knew nothing. It was just normal. But what happened? I'd just come out of hospital. I'd had a brain tumor. So I'd just come out of hospital 4 days later. And obviously,
so you've been through yourself, you know. How did you get through that? How did you manage to, you know?
You know what? It's. I lost my sister 7 years ago to breast cancer. I've had a.
I lost my sister 5 years ago, and that was the start of my downfall. To be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've had it since I was born, though, because from the age of 5 when I moved, 6 when I moved to England, I couldn't speak a word of English. I spoke fluent Irish, Gaelic, and I was fighting from that age upwards. Then my mum left me dad. You know,
similar to myself, I was on the streets when I was 13. Excuse me, because my dad was drunk. You know.
Yeah,
and I went for a bit of a brutal time. So I'm a fighter myself, you know, but I've had to. But my kids are grown. I've got 2 beautiful kids. They're amazing, you know.
Yeah.
And they're the things that and they've been to university. They've got great jobs. So that keeps me, you know, in good stead. I'll be honest with you. My kids are my most important thing in my life. Without them, I wouldn't want to be here. You know, I don't want that rudely to anybody. You know, excuse me. You know what I mean?
I mean, we just had someone on just now, Cheesebuster. Like he said, get Matty on because my 13-year-old girl has got terrible depression. Blah blah blah, and I want her to hear his story. But what we're gonna do, May? Sorry, before you carry on, what we're gonna do is I've got a channel now which I've pulled off this channel. I've only just set it up and all that, but it's going to be called Voice from the Corner Mental Health, but mental health and life, just life in general. And I want to dedicate that channel to that side of things because the problem is with this channel is where it's about a boxing all the time. It's like someone will have a serious conversation, the next person will come in and
boxing, yeah,
talk about boxing. So listen,
I love boxing. I'm right into boxing. I'm big time into boxing. You know, I always have been.
Yeah, I used to train with Tyson. Tyson was one of my training. Tyson. Yeah, he's one of my training partners, and I spoke to Tyson today.
Did you?
Yeah.
I talked to Peter Fury.
Yeah, I trained. There's my trainer, Peter Fury.
Oh, you're joking me?
Yeah. Do you watch boxing?
Sorry?
Do you watch boxing?
I'm mad for it. I watch everything.
You probably don't recognise me. I'm Peter McDonough.
Oh, crikey, yo! No, I do. Now you said it.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I put loads. So on this channel now, I've started.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, on this channel now, I've started Voice from the Scales. So now I'm doing a diet, and I'm going to take this weight off. Prove to everyone.
I've just done 17 pounds in 4 weeks.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Yeah, I started 4 weeks ago. I had to do it. I was sitting there going, getting depressed. And what happens? I take these heavy duty tablets, and they're not good for you. You've got to do things, and it's hard. Depression is hard. I'll be honest with you. You have to fight it. Excuse me, but it just gets you sometimes, and there's nothing. I've suffered with it for 25 years, but I've learned to live with it now.
Well, we've got Cheese Buster, and he asked the question. His daughter's 13 years old, and she's suffering. So, Cheese, let's just have a look. 1 second, sorry, mate. Wait there.
I must just say that Cheese Buster's daughter, well, she's allowing things to get into her, i.e., social medias, friends, and all that, and little things they think are big things. Do you know what I mean by that?
Sorry, Cheese Buster. Tell us what questions you want to ask Matty. Any questions you want to ask, I'll put them to Matty now. I'll put them to Matty, mate. How does one? Someone just else just said.
Yeah, I can answer that. What it is, look, with depression, you take everything's literal. It's everything's. You're in a dark place, and you think it's the end. You think everything's worse than what it is. You overthink it, overcomplicate it. A little thing can be a big thing because when I look back now, the depression, the times I felt like killing myself, I felt like killing myself many, many times, and I thought it through and so on and so forth, and I've done it, tried to do it twice. And I didn't mess around. So I wanted to go, excuse me, because I thought it was the end of the world. I thought everyone was against me. My kids wouldn't talk to me. And you get such a dark place that a little thing is worse than what you think. What you need to do is talk, talk to your daughter, if it's your daughter, or whoever it is you think, and express that it's not the end of the world. There is someone for you, and someone will be there. You're just going through a bad time at this present time, and it surpasses. Depression always surpasses, and you feel better. But you have to start being positive, thinking it's not as bad as you think it is. If you can understand that,
Yeah.
If you allow yourself to wallow in it, the wrong word to say, but you know what I mean. What happens? You get worse and worse, and that's when it's dangerous. Because when you're on your own, like I'm on my own, I live my own, And I stayed in for 2 weeks or something. I was getting really down. I thought, and I had to pull out of it because it gets dangerous. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
So you have to, you start to think, right, positive things. If I start thinking about my kids, and then my kids would ring me up, and I'll go, and they come round, and also I'll snap out of it, You have to get yourself out of it. It's not something else anyone else can do. You have to do it. It's hard, but you have to do it, the tablets, I mean, you've got to be careful with tablets because I've been on so many different tablets, and sometimes I walked around for a year, and I was so monged out from the tablets they were giving me that I didn't realise, I was dribbling. And so I try not to take the I take tablets I have to, excuse me. But I only take one a day now, whereas I should take 6 or 7.
Yeah, I mean, my cousin was in Molesley. And I'll tell you what, I went up there, mate, and I was frightened to death when I went in there, But like
it's a dark place, and this is what you get with the talks. I tell people because how bad do you think it is? And when I was in St Bernard's, mate, it's a scary place because you're locked in, and the people you're locked in with, they are mentally ill in respect of they're never going to come out of there. I actually found I found peace in myself, if you know what I mean, because I can talk to these people. I used to wake up and there'd be a geezer naked next to me, like in a room. I think, what's going on? And you throw him out like being a man, a male chauvinist, if you know what I mean. And then all of a sudden, he just wants someone to talk to because he's in there 24/7. He's chained to a bed. He just wanted someone to talk to. It's what he'd done. He managed to get out of his handcuff. And in the end, I've changed a few things. I said, no, I'm not having this, mate. You're handcuffing the guy. He said, he's dangerous. I said, I don't care, mate. You don't have to handcuff him. You got the handcuffs on me. There's a few things that I changed when I was in the hospital, because once I started getting out of it. But I had in the hospitals, I had to split the tablets out because they give you tablets and you keep taking them. I'll still be in there, if I still take the tablets because that's all they do. They just keep giving you tablets so you know trouble. And if you start becoming trouble like me, I start to say things like, I said, look, this ain't right, man. You can't do this because they get very violent, And that's what their way of dealing with it is get more violent, And I can look after myself, so I won't allow it, And when they grabbed it, I said, mate, you can't be doing that,
Matty, can you read that? Can you see that there?
What would you say to a child? Her mum walked out nearly 2 years ago, and a 4-year-old and a 13-year-old that is fuming with life. Yeah, listen, it's every kid will. I mean, look, I was 13 and my dad was used to abuse me, beat me up, and so forth. What you do with kids is you have to talk to your kids. You have to tell them the truth. You can't lie to you. When we see what happens with kids, my kids, if I lie to them, it's the worst thing in the world because they find out. You can't lie. You have to be truthful, but also say these are the things that happen in life. It's not the end of. You know what I mean? It's just these are the things you have to deal with in life. You have to deal, with adversities as well as happiness. You can't. It's not all happiness. It's not all great. You can't tell your kids, "Oh, you're great. You're great." You have to be honest. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Truth, like I see some people's kids, and not being rude. I'm not saying how people that bring their kids up, but if you sit your daughter down and you say, "Look, this has happened. These things happen. It's not just us. It's something to be ashamed of. We've got to get through this. We've got to do this together." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
don't reject it. Don't try and hide it.
Yeah. I mean, I've always been open with my two kids. I mean, they buried their auntie and they buried their uncle. We told them exactly why they've died. With my brain tumor, at first we tried to keep it from our girls, but the thing is, God forbid anything happened to me. I died. You've lied to your children, so you've got to tell them.
I mean, I don't know. I've been death's door about 7 times now. I was asthmatic. I've had a couple of car accidents. I had a drip on the brain. So many things. So I'm happy to be here because I shouldn't really be here. When I say that, I try to take my own life, but apart from that, I've been in some horrific car crashes and so on. So I'm not meant to be. I'm not meant to. I'm meant to be here. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
And that's what I believe in. You have to sort of. It's hard to explain, but you have to believe in yourself. And when you get to these places, talking to people is the most important thing. Telling people if they feel bad, you must have a phone. You must talk because that's the most important thing. If my daughter and my son hadn't talked to me at certain times, I wouldn't be here now. That's how important it is. It's that important.
But I mean, just what you've just said there. I mean, I can identify with that because when people turn around and say, "Go out for a run, go out for this, go out for that," listen, you can barely walk sometimes when you're mentally. You
can't get out of bed. You don't wash. You don't brush your teeth.
But we can talk.
Yes, you can talk. That's what I'm lying in that pit. I'm in here for two weeks, and I'm in a bad place. You can't tell anyone you want to speak to one. You ain't washed. You ain't shaved. You're suffering. But you don't. I'm not ashamed now of who I am. Why I'm. You're not ashamed to say that I suffer with depression. Excuse me. And like the reason I do is because people need to know. It's don't hide it because that's the worst thing. It was only my daughter rang me. And I thought I'm going to get this, So I answered it, and she's crying her eyes out, and she hadn't heard from me. So I started crying, and I said, "I promise you, I won't do it again." And I haven't since then. It's been about 2 years now. I will always answer the phone. Excuse me. I'll always, if that phone is such an important thing,
Yeah.
If your kid or your someone is suffering, make sure you speak. You talk to them. Just anything. Make the one little nice thing. Makes it all better.
That's what makes. That's what makes me feel important with this because with this channel, obviously going over to the Voice from the Corner mental health side of the channel, this is what I believe. Whether you come on here and talk or you don't come on here and talk, you can be listening.
It's fantastic what you're doing. What you're doing here, honestly, because I do it with the kids on the Instagram and so forth, and I get loads of them, and they find also. You need these things. That's why I wouldn't be here now. I'm tired and all this, but I'm speaking to you because it does make a difference. Yeah. And the guys who said they're sorry, mate. Yeah, the training does help me. It helps me a lot. I need to train. I've stopped training for a couple of years. I need to get back to it because that's a big thing for me. It's a massive thing for me. Just to get out and have a little run, just to get on a bike, and so on.
Yeah. I don't know where you're coming from. Thanks. It's a difficult conversation to have. And I think I could try more. I'm just busy with her sister who has a hatred. Was that hatred?
Yeah, hatred. Listen, you get a lot of this. What it is, people hate on each other. There's social media now. Yourself, the viewers get a lot of bad and so on. There's a lot of hate. That hate, you got to be careful with that hate because when kids are on social media sites and they're getting that hate, they take that personally. Do you know what I'm saying? So give a bit more love, be a bit more nicer, be a bit more politer. That's what I say. try to be nice and not, even when the kids are bad, whatever, tell them off, whatever, but don't make them feel like it's the end of the world. Do you know what I mean? Like throw them in a room, like how we used to get sort of treated. I mean, I'm not older than you, but you know what I'm saying. But talking is the most important thing. Like I said, mental health training for me is second to none. I mean, I'm back in 4 weeks now. It's got a bit of chest infection. Sorry. So training is fantastic. Talking is a big thing.
Yeah.
And thank you for that. It was that Said. Thank you, Said. Much obliged, mate. Thank you very much for that, mate.
How was lockdown for yourself?
Bad, mate. I'll be honest with you. I just got through it, and that was a true. I was really getting it. I mean, it was getting bad. I was all right. I was dealing with it, but then it just kept going on and on. And I was, you can't keep ringing your kids. You feel like, so on and so forth. My daughter's 27. My boy's 21. They've gone through their education. They want, and you feel like you don't want to be bugging them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But my daughter said, "Dad, please." And so we've dealt with that one now. Like we've spoke about that since. And she said, "You ring me 24/7." Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But you feel like you know what I mean by that. You think you can't, but you must do it. But it was bad. I'll be honest with you. I got through it, but I was doing fine training. Then that lockdown come, mate. It done a lot of people up. But I started to go online, talk to these young kids, and that's what helped me a lot as well.
Yeah.
Because it just means a lot of people. There's depression, such a massive thing. There's so much of it. And depression can come from anything, and you don't really. I've got bipolar and so on. You don't cure yourself, but you deal with it. You learn to live with it.
Yeah.
If I have bad days, I just make them a little bit shorter.
Yeah. My mother-in-law suffers with bipolar.
I'll overanalyze. I'll overtalk. I'll go up and down. Yeah. I can't help it. It's the way I am. It's things that happened when I was a kid and so you have traumatized things, you don't deal with it, and what it does, it stays in your brain, and then later on in life, it comes out, doesn't it? And that's what bipolar basically is.
Well, I think what it is as well. I think when you're a child, you're in the present, aren't you? When you're not all children, but a lot of children, you're in the present. As you get older, you're either depressed, which is the past, or anxiety, which is the future. I understood them three things, and that helped me a lot with. I've got a man that works with me in Harley Street, works on my mind a lot, and that's what he said. He explained them three things to me.
What's that social? Let's call it. I had one myself, not psychiatrist. It's sociologist. What do you call it?
Psychologist.
Yeah,
No, I had a hypnotist. He was a hypnotist, but he's still done other things. And I used Uri Geller. I used Uri Geller at one point.
I did see that earlier.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, though, I think when you understand things, because he said to me one day, I'll explain this, right? And you'll understand. So I said to him, I said one day to him, "Nah, I'm not getting nothing. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that." And I was depressed. And he said, "Listen," he said, "I better know what you're doing now." And I said, "What?" He said, "I bet you're sitting in your underpants, and you're eating packets of crisps, just stuff in your face." And I went, "How do you know? Have you got a camera in it?" He said, "No, I can tell by the way you're talking, right?" And he went, "Put a camera in the corner of your room, film yourself like that, and look at yourself."
Do you know what someone else said to me? I was a bit embarrassed to say that. Someone said that to me in the hospital. They said, "Look, if you film yourself, when you get depressed," I was too scared to do it. But sometimes I look in them, when I look in the mirror, I think, bloody hell, I haven't shaved, I haven't brushed my teeth, the place is a mess, and I clean it all up. And sometimes I just can't do it. It's not dirty, I'm clean. But what I'm saying is, sometimes you just can't. Do you know what I mean? So walking's good. I find I live in West Ealing, and there's some lovely parks around here. I love a walk. Yeah, I've got to be honest with you.
Where's that by West Ealing? Where's that?
It's what would I say? Ealing. Ealing Broadway.
Oh, you're by what's it called? By where?
Ealing Broadway comes from Acton to Ealing. Shepherd's Bush, Acton, Ealing.
Oh yeah, Shepherd's Bush. Yeah. You're at West London.
Yeah, West London. Where are you?
I'm in Surrey.
I've got what part?
We've got lovely villages. I'm in Cobham.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. So someone else here, like SK, right? Bottling up everything, bottling up everything and analysing what people say and thinking the world's against you. Best thing as hard as it's talking about things. I'm sure is best medicine.
I used to.
I used to bottle it up. But you know what, SK? I mean, I'll see a quote the other day, and do you know,
don't be ashamed to say it, SK. You know, don't be ashamed of who you are and what you are, mate. You are what you are in life. You know, be proud of that. You know, that's what you got to get over, because it's very hard for me to admit that I had mental health issues. You know, mental illness, and I've got it, and I've suffered with it for many years. And admitting that is a big thing. You know, because once you admit it, you can live. If you don't admit it, and you know you hide it, you know you haven't done nothing. It's not your fault, because it's an invisible poison. You can't see it. People don't understand it, but they will if you talk about it. If you don't talk about it, no one's going to understand it.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I think Tyson's done very good for mental health, because a lot of people have come out now. He's coming. I mean, I was talking to someone about it the other day, and I said, "Can I just go back to something? You know, ITV, you know, all these channels, all, and they go, Ant and Dec. Oh yeah, if you've got mental health problems, just go to the local." Samaritans. No disrespect, mate, but people don't want to speak to strangers all the time. So if we build a community up on here, that's what matters.
Listen, I'm hooked, honestly, because it needs something. Like, I see you, obviously, it's a bit easier talking to someone like yourself. You know, I don't mean it rudely. So I thought we're going to jump on. You know, I mean, it's late. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, I've been looking for sites like this on here for ages. Because
there's none, is there any? Is there any? I don't think there's any.
Not like this. I've been looking for all down lockdown. There's a few mental health, but what they are, they're just people that are getting paid to do it. You know the difference. You know what I mean by that? Yeah. They've got sites, and it's all like, I know it's straight, because I had that many psychiatrists. I'm not being rude to them. I had to go, jog on, mate. Please leave me alone. Don't be telling me. Psychotherapist. That's why she was good. I had a psychotherapist, and she analysed things for me. You know, that was good, because it's all patterns. You know,
I got CBT. I had CBD, a TBT. A couple of weeks back, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a realist. I've been around life. I've been around the world. So on the phone, and on the last, I got to the last thing. What do we want to talk about today? Blah blah blah. So I got to the last thing, and I turned around and said, "Listen," I said, "I'm going to ask you a question." I said, "You're very well spoken. Yeah. Have you ever had anything happen in your life?" He goes, "Well, I'm not allowed to stay." I said, "Hold up a minute." I said, "Look, you've asked me about my life. Yeah,
I asked about yours.
And you know, he said, "Well, I've done a lot of exams and that." I said, "Let me just tell you something. I understand education. Yeah, I understand education. But when you've been there, seen it, and done it, then come and tell me, because
my life is crazy. Fellas, I'm doing a YouTube thing in a minute. Fellas going to write a book. Yeah, my life's been crazy, man. Honestly, I've had a mad life. I've had a good life, in the sense that my kids, I brought them up properly. Yeah, I was a fighting man. I was involved with drugs. Like I took some drugs I hadn't touched drugs for 7 years, or whatever. I used to take, things you shouldn't take. I used to drink a lot. I used to do because I had things in my head that I didn't want in my head. So I drank, for the sake of drinking.
Yeah.
I mean, I conducted myself good while I was married, but I hid a lot of things. Like any excuse to go out. I go out. Any excuse to a party, I go. You know what I mean. I didn't have like bottles of drink indoors or nothing. But any excuse I could have to have a drink, I would.
Well, that one of the guests one of the guests I've got on next week.
Go on.
I sat down with him a little while ago, and I said to him, I was talking a little in general, and I'm one of them people. If I go out, I don't stop drinking. I'll go all night. And he said, "Listen," he said, "You know that can be a form of an alcoholic." He said that can be a form of an alcoholic. And I went, "What do you mean?" So I don't drink every day. He said, "Listen, if you drink,
you binge, it's the same."
Yeah.
And it's also I do everything in excess. Like I've got what's it called? You do it all the time. I can't think what's called. I go full in. I don't do it half measures.
Yeah.
Anything I do, if I take something up, I have to do it all the way.
Yeah.
And like I say, and my brain is like it's now. What time is it now? It's 2:20. I might only get 2 or 3 hours, and then tomorrow I'll be up. I don't know, 7 o'clock. Then another day I might sleep for 20 hours. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's a crazy life, because you can't, you can tell your body, and training does help, but if you don't get out of bed, you can't get out of bed, and no one can tell me it, because I've done that. You know what I mean? Did you a long time for the? Yes, very long time. My doctor actually diagnosed me about 15 years ago, but it took a long time. But I see that word bipolar, that you got to be careful with that word, because bipolar is grouping it, and it's grouping saying we've all got certain mental issues and so forth. I used to see a lot of abuse when I was a kid, and I used to get beat up and so forth as a kid. And I was rejected basically as a kid. So because I was rejected, my sister brought me up. Because I was rejected, us, we went through things, that weren't good, traumatization, whatever. And then as I grew up, I didn't deal with nothing. I just hit, I met my wife, it was beautiful, and I blocked it out. But you don't block it out. It's always there. It's always going to be until you talk about it, until you express it and get it out. It's always going to be in your, in there. You have to get rid of it. The past is the past. You can't. There's nothing you can do about that. But you need to talk about it because it's always going to be in there if you don't, because it's there for a reason. It's something that you haven't enjoyed that's happened to you, and until you do talk about it and get it out in the open, never be ashamed of anything that's ever happened to you in your life, because it's not your fault. Do you know what I mean by that?
Some things you can't control. Some things you can't control.
Like I talk to a lot of kids and they've been sexually abused, and that changed my life completely when I started talking to them. I got upset at first, then I started to deal with it. I thought, look, man, you're a man. You're 50. I'm going to say you got to do this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they was telling me things, and I started to realize. And I said, look, it's not your fault. You can't blame. And some of the things I get back, I talk to some of the girls now, and it's beautiful. It makes me feel fantastic. There's no amount of money you can buy in the world that can make you feel any better than something like that. Coming back with, I'll show you some. I've still got bundles of them. I look at them sometimes and I just feel good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What about this one here? What about this one here, mate? What's the difference
between depressed and being very depressed? Is darker. It's deeper. You can feel down, but you can deal with it feeling down. Depression is it's depression because there's not. I can deal with it now, but when you get very depressed, I can't. I need to sleep. I take sleeping tablets. If I've got sleeping tablets, I ain't got too many because although I can trust myself, they don't trust you. Excuse me. What I'm saying to you is, feeling down is not a problem. Everyone feels down. You might have a bad day. Being depressed is completely different because it's darker, it's deeper. Do you know what I mean? Like you think bad things. You go deeper places. You overthink things. That's what I said. Like when I took my overdose, I knew I was going to take an overdose for 2 or 3 days before that. Do you know? Yeah. I couldn't get out of it. I couldn't snap myself out of that depression.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, like I will say this to everyone. I was on death's door. It wasn't until I was on death's door that I realised nothing's that bad. But you think it's that bad at the time. I went to this mental health hospital. I started talking to a guy called Kevin. It was the guy who was a naked guy. In the end, I dressed him, I go and get him some stuff and treat him like a little kid, but he loved it, But the guy is very severely mental. He's gone there. They've moved him up north. But what I'm saying to you is that guy's never coming out of that ward, never let alone going home. Do you know what I mean? And I looked at that guy and I thought, that poor guy. And he was a clever guy. You could see he come from money and so forth.
Yeah.
But his brain was just gone. He's so mentally disturbed that he can't come back from it.
The family probably fucked him off as well. The family probably fucked him off.
Listen, I don't even want to go into it, mate. Like I said, talk to him. His sister used to come up once every 2 weeks. She stay our fan piece. I said, "Why don't you Bob? Not Bob can." I say what I see,
Yeah, I'm the same.
Changes in it because I can see things. I ain't got. I'm not. What's the word? My life's complete as far as I'm concerned. My kids, I brought them up the way they should be brought up. I was strict with them. I didn't want them to be like me, I was getting that chance. So they've been educated my daughter's flying. She's beautiful. She's got a flat and she's all the rest of it. My son's now going into films and he's got all his degrees and the rest of it. And that's what my life is. So my life's complete in that way. I messed it up because I stupidly had an affair with someone half my age and thought it was, and I lost everything. I lost my stool. I lost my house. I lost my missus. There was nothing. So you imagine I was at the lowest depth, and then my friends, supposed friends, they all started robbing my other stall. They all started robbing my stall. I just couldn't take it. And I went to such a bad place that I tried to kill myself. It's as simple as that. And I didn't want to be here. And I was actually disappointed when I woke up. I know it sounds crazy, but I was, like now thinking back, I'm not. I'm so happy I'm here. And it's just monetary things. It's just things that happen. I brought everything on myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once you look in the mirror and you say, look, mate, you keep blaming people. It's down to me, mate. And once I started to do that, I'll be honest with you, I read the Bible a little bit, I get a little bit religious in my older age, I find that peaceful because when you're on your own, you think, what am I going to do? And I started to read I had a Bible here because my mum's, she's a Catholic and my kids are Catholic and so forth. But I was a bit of a hypocrite because I didn't go to church or nothing. And all of a sudden I started reading the Bible and I found peace in it,
Yeah.
So I found that helped me as well. I mean, to say to the audience out there, it did because a lot of the Bible's so true. It's happening now. You know, I'm not saying be a Jehovah's Witness, whatever. I'm just saying it helped me. I'm not saying it'd help everyone. You know, coming from a fighting man, and I've been to prison. I'll tell you my story. I'm not ashamed of anything I've done. I'll tell you, I haven't hurt anyone, but yeah, I've done things. I was a bit of a fraudster on money and so forth. I've been to Wandsworth, prison and so forth. But when I was in there, I done the mental health in there, so it was good. Everywhere I go now, I seem to be able to help because I've been there. Do you know what I mean? If someone you talk to someone and they've been locked in a cage for 7 months with nutters, and you're having a laugh with these nutters, you know what I mean? You can understand. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and some of the women there, it was crazy, mate. It was like their hair was in this madness. It was like, but in the end, you say that's how they are. You accept it. Do you know what I mean by that?
When I was in the Bailey, I was in Belmarsh. When I was in the Bailey, I remember getting out of the sweatbox, handcuffed up. I remember getting out. I swear to God, they was coming out of Holloway, the women. Oh, yeah. Mate, getting out of the vans next to us, they was like crazy.
I know, it's mad. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And mental health, when you got everyone's got different. Like there's a woman there, she had to tap the things all night. She had to tap them like a spoon. You had to let her do it. Because she's screwing the house down. She's tapping the phone. Please stop tapping the phone. In the end, you get earplugs. There's ways of doing things, isn't there?
Because the thing is, Matt, you thought you was when you got in that place, you thought you was worse.
I thought it was the end of the world. I thought I was in a bang. I thought, hold on a minute here.
Yeah, they're worse than me.
I thought, you know what? I've got a life here. These people got nothing. And that's what changed me. I'm not ashamed to say, and I am a little bit, because seeing them people and how bad they are. And how they're never going to come out of it. They are so badly many. And what I'm saying, the way they're treated, and I can't change it. I've tried it. It's not. I've got on with great with all the staff. I go back and see them and all the rest of it. They're brilliant. I love them so much. They were so good for me,
Yeah.
But the mental health situation, as it is in this country, is terrible because it is. They get a qualification. It's mostly Nigerians. I'll be truthful with you. They get a qualification, such and such, but they got no experience. The good ones, you know them because they're older and they know they talk to you and they can deal with it. Because all mental health issues in this country is dealt with violence, but they do get self-harm and they can get violent. But they get violent because they're frustrated because they can't talk, they can't tell you. Most of the mental health people, they can't speak, so they can't speak. So they're getting frustrated because they need something. So they start banging and throwing things and the minute they do that, they start, the bell goes off and they grab them up and they bend them up and, handcuff them. And I said, look, there's other ways of doing this, mate.
Is it worse than a prison? Is it worse than a prison?
It's 100 times worse than a prison. I've been to a couple of prisons. I'm not proud. I've been to ones where I've been to scrubs. Mate, they're holiday camps compared to mental health places because you don't know what's going to happen. You might wake up and someone's got blood everywhere because they've just cut themselves to pieces. I've seen a lot of that. Excuse me. I've seen someone die in front of me. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and it's harrowing, but I've seen all that, and that's not as bad. When you see things like this, you think, bloody hell, it's not. I mean, when I was in Wandsworth, there was kids cutting each other. They call it postcode wars, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, it's frightening. I said, what's going on? They're young kids, and they're actually they're cutting each other's face like twice a week at them. And I used to do the thing for the cleans. I've got a cleaning company. I used to do the cleaning, so I see it all. And I mean, that was bad enough. Like I say, the mental health is 100 times worse because a lot of mental health, you can't give anything sharp, anything. Other people are going in and out all the time, so they've got to keep 24/7. I do understand it's hard, don't get me wrong. But the minute they get something from you, they could trick you into giving them something, and they're cut themselves open with it. You got to really know. I understand it so much because I've been there, and that's why you got nothing. There's nothing, and you got no laces. You got no. It's nothing. You got to be in there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's this? Do you know when you're going to be released from a mental health place? No. What you do is you're monitored, and I'll be perfectly honest with you. They give you drugs, and they're so, I don't know what they are, mate, but they're powerful, And the first month or so, I didn't know where I was. And I started to wake up and think, what's happening? It's like a dream, it's surreal. But you have to work, it's called work the system, I call it. And what you do, you get better. So you get from the third floor, which is all locked up and you can't get out of there, to the second floor, which is, who's this? which is you can go downstairs and have lunch, and you start mixing with people, and they monitor you. And then the first floor, and what they do is they take you out for half an hour, and that's how it works. You know, once I realised what was going on, you know, it took me 3 months when I was out of there. Do you know what I mean? Because I realised that I'm not as bad as these. And I started talking. I said, look, you've saved my life. I pretty appreciate it. And I went from there to a hostel, and then I went from there to here. So I've done the run, you know. But and I went from, you know, like I said, from that to, but my life's in a good place. Like I said, I'll always suffer with depression. It's the fact of life. But like I said, when you actually see other people in 10 times worse than yourself, you know, and they're lying, they're covered in blood where they've you know, it's late at night, I know, but I've got to be truthful. I'm not going to hide, you know. So whatever you think is bad, is nothing's as bad as that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's got Cheese Buster here. Look,
you go on. This has been close up. Right, lovely. Been in bed, listen all night. Take care, and you too, mate. Take care. Lovely talking to you.
So that's the one. That's the one. His 13-year-old daughter.
Yeah. See, when I talk to youngsters, what I do with, I tell them, I get a bit extreme, but I tell them the reason I do it because, like the nurse said, she said, "Mate, you're brilliant." She said, because you're letting them know there's a bad place there. Do you know what I'm saying? She said, "You think this is bad? Wait till you get there." Do you know? And I do it purposely because they're thinking, "Well, hold on a minute." She said I was an ugly whatever, because girls do take things. I've got 7 sisters. You know, one of the girls said to one of you look ugly or whatever. I've got to put a handicapped sister that said didn't bother me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and she's burnt very badly. But you know, I know I've seen girls. They get, one's got a spot, or one's got a bad eye, or one's got a big nose, or whatever. That can get you to depression like you never believe.
Yeah.
You know, the kids I've spoken to, and I said, "What's wrong there?" Well, my ears would pick out. I said, you know, you think what? But it can get them to a bad place. You have to talk them down. You can't just say, well, that's stupid. You just have to speak to them, say, look, that is nothing compared to, you know, and so forth. But I've tried to be calm. No good shouting things at people because they're not going to listen. There's no good giving false bet or lying. I find that doesn't do anything. You know, like say, well, no, that won't be. If they're feeling bad, you say, you're going to feel bad and you ain't going to feel so good tomorrow, but you will get better.
Yeah.
You say, look, mental health is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, what it is, it's no mental health. It isn't organised right. Like where I went, the Roseford ward where I stayed was fantastic because they had professionals there, and that's the full on. That is because they're very severely mentally. You know, they're caged up. Some of them, you know what I'm saying. They don't come out of cages, and they bang all night and they scream and they're actually caged. I mean, it's terrible to say, but they're handcuffed to the cage like that because if they don't, they're going to hurt them. So it's that or sedate them. They can't sedate them all the time. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a harrowing thing, honestly. If I could tell anyone, I woke up and I'm naked and I'm thinking, what is going on? I wasn't with it, you know.
Yeah.
And a month went by without me realising it. I thought it was a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So God knows where that month went.
I mean, before we answer this next question, I mean, I watched Time. Right, very, very good. I don't know if you've seen it with Stephen Graham. Stephen Graham. It's about prison, and basically, it turns around and says he comes out one day, and a man kills himself in a prison, and he comes out one day, and they're protesting outside, and they goes to him, "You don't know, you've killed my son." Blah blah blah. He had mental health issues, and he turns around and he goes, 50% of people in prison have got mental health issues, and just because they said, read this one here now. What this one says.
Well, Pete, I see someone go down the block when he came out 5 weeks later. He lost it. Not the same person. Yeah, but it's not just the block that's done that. Obviously, he was suffering. He was on his way. Look, because you know I've been down the block myself. When you're in a bad place, it only takes something to tip you over. So going there, see, I didn't mind going to the block because I was on my own. I could read. And that's it.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah. I'm sort of different from other people. You know, being around some of these arseholes, mate, not being rude. I say, mate, do me a favour. I'm this, I'm that. Mate, leave me alone. I had all that gangster shit. I don't need it. Thank you very much. I just want to be able to read a book and get out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I never hurt anyone. I'm not a sort of, you know, I'm not a villain or, you know, top whatever. I was just a fool, you know. I've done bits and pieces, and I've done some crazy things. Like I like to copy things. You know what I'm saying?
What's it called? What star sign are you?
I'm a Gemini.
Oh, Gemini. Yeah. No, I'm Sagittarius. I'm just saying, like, You got a little bit like me, like you. It's all or nothing. It's no in between. Like,
yeah, I do it. And listen, don't get me wrong. My wife's, I've given my wife, my kids a lovely life, the best I could, and that's what I'm here for. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not about me. I've got no. I don't. You get these people, and they start up their own selves. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I don't. I am what I am. Take it or leave me. Don't want me. See you later, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like to enjoy myself. Like I said, Peter. I like Peter Fury. I think he's a humble guy. He's been good for me and all because I talk to him like a little sort of drive, man. He understands me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a lovely guy.
Yeah. Peter's. Next time you speak to him, mention me. Say Peter McDonough. He knows me. I know him. Listen, I was with Peter. So I got my brain tumor. I had a brain tumor, and you know what I mean. So
you've been for yourself, haven't you? And what about your mental health? How's that been?
Do you know? You know, some days I don't want to get up. Some days I don't want to.
Yeah. But if you don't want to don't get up. You know, like what I say to people is that when they say people tell you what to do, you can't tell me what to do. You know, because I won't listen.
Yeah.
You know what I say is you have to deal with it how you deal with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So if you don't want to get up, it's not a problem not getting up. Just because you've been in bed for 3 days, it's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? That is not the problem.
You're healing yourself, and you're healing yourself, and
yeah. What I'm saying is that I find now, because I'm not bothered, and because I've got my own thing. It doesn't matter. So I'm a bit more relaxed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't take nothing too seriously. And like I said, my kids, my boy rings, I get hairs in the back of my neck. I love you, Dad. And I get, he's 21. I still get hairs in the back of my neck. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's do you know what? Look, I know Peter. Like he's been through life. He's been through the jails. He's been through this. He's been through that. So I don't think you can beat what people have been through. And the problem is in life now is people want to get rid of old blood all the time, right? And I'm getting onto this now, something totally different, but this is the way I see it. Get rid of the old blood in that. Bring all new blood into it, like boxing. It's just ruining it. It's ruining
it. I can't be having any of that.
It's done. Game's done.
You can't even get to it. Like I want to go to the AJ thing. I put myself down, and then I forgot to do it. And by the time I'd done it, the tickets are gone. So I had to go to the next one. And think a £300 ticket for an £8 ticket.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I said, no, mate, you won't have me. I watch on telly, but it's not the point. I wanted to go to that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You don't get opportunity. You don't get opportunity. No. And listen, we all know life's money. So
yeah, that's the only thing, mandatory thing. Look, I've had plenty of money. What I'm saying is that it's never been my governor. It's never been my thing. But you have to have it. And, well, what I say, you have to have it. I don't mind. The simple things in life please me. Now, like I say, that little girl sent a 16-year-old or 13-year-old were sending me a text or saying blah blah blah. Mate, you can't buy that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't buy love. Look, you can have everything in the world. You most important things in life are free.
You can't buy peace. You can't buy peace.
No, and that's just Elliot. And what I'm saying is, you see, as I feel now, I mean, listen, I started getting involved in fights and things and all the rest of it. I was being pubs, and I think myself, look back, and I think I was never a bully or anything like that. Please believe me. But what I'm saying to you is, I was always fighting for other people. And I look back, and I thought, what would they fight for me? No, they wouldn't. Where are they? They're not here. So I look back now, I think, you know what? I don't want to swear, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. If I can help people, I promise you I will. I do what do you call it? Pod thing or something. I'm useless though. The bird set it up for me. I don't know how to do it. I don't know. Press this. I'm right on the computer. Like I'm on my laptop. I'm not bad on the phone, but I'm not the smart. I think I score nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm self-educated.
Yeah. Health is wealth. You got another one here. There's one there for you.
All right, I've had head off to be. Me too. No, you're very welcome. And listen, that's what I'm here for. What I'm saying is, I've had a fantastic life. I've been all around the world. I've been to St. Lucia, Barbados. I went to America every year for a month. So I'm not going to sit here and moan. I've got 2 beautiful children. What I'm saying to you is, I'm well insured. If anything was to happen to me, I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? I'm getting told myself, what we're going to do, we're going to shut this down in the next 5 minutes, yeah? And tell me what's the situation with you? You're on every night?
Yeah, no. So what I'm going to do, I mean, you'll be an absolute unbelievable guest. So let's see the number underneath here.
Yeah.
Write that number down.
You write down. Let me get a pen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I can see a lot of other things regarding the mental health, and my wife, how she treated it and all that. and how my kids treated me, you know, because they know I had, you know, mental health issues.
See. The thing is, like, I can get Tyson on here. I can get the next person. I'll get the next person. But the thing is, I think when you get celebs come on here all the time,
It's hard because they're in awe of them, aren't they?
yeah, and it's not even that. It's not even that. What it is, I think people sit there. We all do sit there and you think, you know what? I think they're just saying that. I think they're just saying this. So if we've got ordinary people on here as well, civilians, yeah, right? They're no different to us, yeah. I've been there. I've been there, seen it, done it. You know, got belts there. I got belts. I got, you know, But it don't matter. It don't matter because the hardest thing in life, yeah, is yourself. I don't care what anyone says.
Do you know? Look, I had a stall in Chiswick. It cost me a lot of money. I walked away from it in the end. I had to leave it because my mental health was like all my mates that I thought were my mates were robbing it.
Yeah.
People and so I don't want to go. I'll tell you the whole story. I'm not ashamed of anything. But what I'm saying is, I had to just let go because it was driving me nuts. And it was every day. It was trauma. And I just said, I just broke down. I said, leave it. Just walk away from it. And I did. It's the best thing I've ever done. I mean, listen. I say I walked away. I probably, you know, time you took everything out of it, it would only be worth £80,000. I say only I could do that now. But what I'm saying is, it's not about money. If I hadn't let go of that, I'd have gone to a real bad place. I don't know if I'd be here now. Do you know what I mean? Because every day was a trauma for me. It was like the guy was like, "Oh, he's nicked this, he's done that, this is that." I was like, "Please, mate, please leave me alone." You know what I'm saying?
Have you given up drinking now?
Yeah, I don't drink 7 years now. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not an alcoholic. If I wanted to have a drink, I would have a drink. Do you know what I'm saying? There'd be a day, one, you know, whatever. But I just haven't fancied it. I don't take drugs. I don't smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Have you not drunk nothing for 7 years?
Nah, mate, nothing. I've been out and what I've done, I just didn't fancy it. You know, when I was drinking, I thought I was just drunk for the sake of drinking because I never really enjoyed it. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
If I was going to have a drink now, I'd have a nice cognac and it'd be a nice 12 or 20-year-old. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'd have a couple of it and it'd be, you know, I'm not the sort of person who get hanging anyway. I can handle with drinks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I used to take cocaine. It was okay to say that on here. You know,
of course it is.
Yeah, what I'm saying to you is, it didn't do anything for me, but everyone was taking it. So you think, you know, oh well, I'll take it then. Do you know what I'm saying? Pathetic, really. Once you find your inner self, you know, look, when I say that is that I'm me. You know, accept me for me or don't. You know, don't. There's no point. There's no point me pretending I'm saying I'm not. You know, I've got. You know, I am what I am. Do you know, if you know, believe in yourself, be yourself. And look, like I say, mental health is. It's you know, you've got it. It's not your fault. Do you know what I'm saying?
So we've all got cancer, mate. We've all got cancer. It's only waiting.
Exactly.
It's only waiting to fester. It's only waiting to fester.
But if you see someone in a wheelchair, you know, you go, "Oh, look, poor thing." You know what I mean? But mental health's worse because you can't see it.
Yeah.
You can't see it, and they go, "What's up with them?" You get these attitudes, these people. And that annoys me because these shows, what you got here and talking about has to be done because it's so uneducated. Even now, I mean, I go, look, nothing's changed. Since I've come out of there, nothing's changed in the last 10 years from there. And this, what you got here, this is what changes it. Because people can see, like, because people think, like you said, there'd be people there and they'd be going, it's the end of the world. I want the young bird got pregnant. And I was like, oh, mate, all these things on my mate was robbing me, this, that, and the other. I just thought there's nothing worse going to happen to me. But if they're nothing, they're just things that happen in life.
Yeah.
I've caused them. You deal with them.
Yeah.
You know, get the Hondas and deal with it, mate. Don't put yourself in a position where you're going to kill yourself, which is what I done. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, you say, how have you got through what you've got through about me? Yeah. Right. And I'll tell you how I've got through. I've been real. Yeah, and not only that, I say what I see. Listen, I got offered a job 2 years ago. I got offered a job with 2 years ago. Yeah, on TalkSport. Yeah, TalkSport. It'd have been good money. It'd have been good money, right?
Yeah, of course it would, yeah.
And they went, yeah, you're going to work with so and so, right? I ain't going to start saying names or whatever. Are you going to work with that? I said, listen. I said, no chance I'm working with him. They went, are you mad? What, you're just going to? I said, no.
I said, I love what you just said there because that's me.
Yeah. He don't know. I said, he don't know what he's talking about. So I'm not working with someone that don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah,
and I'm going to sit there. I'm going to sit there and lie for him.
Well, listen, I just called around with a guy. I said, mate, I'll take you in the ring. I said, give me 2 months. He's called Mickey Theo because he's going on thing, kicks. He don't know nothing about boxing. He's slagging the Furies. I said, dude, let's have a thing. We got do it for charity. And then I know it from him. But what I'm saying is, I won't tolerate it because I'll have my say. But nothing impresses me. You know, like if one person's another person, I say, mate, have it. I've seen. You know, I'm not materialistic at all.
Yeah.
You know, I see so many, and it's sad because the kids that have been brought up, some of these parents. They're looking at their, you know what I've got the Gucci, this, the Gucci. What happens? It ruins people. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You all like nice things.
Yeah.
But you've got to do it the right way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what? Right, I can see you. Right now, I can see you younger. Right, I bet you had everything. Right, but I'll tell you what. Right, well, you didn't. You had fuck all. You had nothing because I'll tell you what. Look where you ended up. But so you didn't have nothing. Right, really. But you had everything. Right, forget your family. I'm not talking your family. I'm talking about the materialistic sides of things. And you know what I realized? I've been around a lot of people, very, very, very wealthy, not millionaires, billionaires.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. Do you know what they start to love? They love that Rolls Royce more. They love this more. They love that more. So they take away from their family. They neglect their family because they love other things more. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You know?
You were saying, I know you're saying it, but see with me, because my upbringing, my childhood was messed up, mate, badly, and I used to like get my nan loved me in Bournemouth, and I used to get put on a coach when I was like 5 years of age from Victoria to Bournemouth, and it's 8 hours. It's cheap one night. I was 5, and I get my nans. I've been there 2 weeks, and I get dragged back in. It's like a cash cow, you know.
Yeah.
So they're the things that have messed my brain up, you know, like and things. But what I'm saying, the point I'm getting to is, so I said to my mate, I met a lovely lady, you know, I messed up, but I said to her, I said, whatever happens, you are staying home. So I know it's malshaving. I said, I will give you anything you want. You'll have a lovely life, but them kids have got to be brought up proper. And I've done it. I mean, out of all the things that I am, and the drink and the drugs and the whatever, my kids are beautiful. They're unbelievable. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's all I wanted, really. So that's why I'm quite at peace myself now.
That's all I do. That's all I do. My little girl's an actress. My eldest is an actress. Like, you know, she's at acting school, and then my youngest is a cheerleader. And both, the eldest one's really, really, it's just out of last year, it's called educated. Yeah. Remember, I come from nothing. I never had nothing. Yeah. But I believe your investment is your children.
Yeah, that's
your investment is your children.
Oh, I didn't want my kids to go. To me, they're everything. And like I said, like I find it pretty hard. And God forbid it would never happen. But like without them now, I don't know. I want to be a spiritual because I've done everything. I've been to some of the beautiful places in the world. I like fishing, marlin fishing. You know, so on and so forth. I've tasted the life. You know, I've had some shit bits. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying to you is, I don't think I could emulate that again now, could I? But watching my kids, going on to do my kids, growing up, mate, you can't beat it. You know
would you want it all again? Would you want it all again, or are you not bothered?
What now at my age?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't want to get now. I like the bird got pregnant. That's caused a lot of problems because I'm too old for a kid now, and that's what we split out from. And shit, she's a good salt, but mate,
you know what? They all do the same thing. So we sat in there and good salt, and it's but you think, but you lost a family friend, you really?
No, it's not that, mate. When I look back now, you know, the grass is not green on the other side.
No,
it was a stupid thing. But listen, we all do stupid things. The only thing I felt that I got over punished for it. Do you know what I mean by that? Because I lost everything. I lost, you know, when I say everything, my mates, my missus, my kid. Well, it's not my kids. No, my kids love me, but you know,
you lost your mind. You lost your mind, mate. You lost your mind. So
my mind went, and I was supposed to say, my mind went, and it's hard to explain, but I was there, but I wasn't there. I was like, what's going on? I couldn't control it. There's nothing I could do. My mind was gone. I was putting things, and he goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I don't even remember it." You know, like I needed to get sectioned, but earlier. Do you know what I'm saying? But then I tried to kill myself because someone should have seen that, because I know how bad I was, but not everyone was in denial. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one was to believe it.
Listen, no one was probably interested. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and that's what I found. I found in the piece as well, because I used to help anyone. I would help anyone. You know, no one helps you, mate. When you're there, that's it. You know, when you're there in that place now, it's all, oh yeah, he's in that house, and he's in the fact, he's lost the plot. He's in that house, yeah.
Something to talk about, isn't it? Something to talk about. Something to talk about, isn't it? Something to talk about.
Well, you know, I don't, like I said, I'm not ashamed of who I am. because when people say it, I said, yeah, but your boy's doing Charlie. You know, he's out thieving. My boy's university. He's in things. So I don't have to compete. I don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Whatever you've done, your role model ain't took off on your kids. You've given them a different sort of life to what you have. You know what I mean? But like you say, people look up to it. But like you say, with his Instagrams and his social medias, the problem with this is, right? I said this the other day, and a few people who are quite wealthy on this channel and turned around and said to me, "You're absolutely bang on." And I went, "Listen, they're all rolling around in nice motors. They're all going on nice holidays. They ain't got a tin of beans in the cupboard."
Exactly.
Right? I probably got a missus there that had been slapping around as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I find look, in my life, I've never ever laid my hand on a woman because I see my mum get it, you know. So it's not a thing I would do. All my kids, but
men don't do that. Men don't do
bullies. I can't have a bully. Listen, if you was Al Capone and you're a bully, I'm into you, mate. I'm flying into you. I don't care.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, my life's all right because I get on with people. Like I go to the street, everyone talks to me. I always say good morning to people. So you're right, Mr. Such and Such. I make not a fuss of an old woman or whatever. And it's nicer to be nice. It's easy to be a prick, and excuse my language, but it is, isn't it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we've all been that way, you know. Like we can all have bad days, but I can honestly say I don't think I've ever purposely gone out to big myself up to make myself look any bigger. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, but listen, the thing is, you're in a peace. Yeah, you're in a peace if you are yourself. Like, do you know what I love doing? I say it to people all the time. I love going down.
SK, nice one. He's an actor, couldn't?
Yeah, I love going down. I love going down a pub, right? Yeah, I love doing this, right? Yeah, and this is got to try. I'm walking the pub, and I think, right, if I want someone to talk shit to me, I'm going to sit with you. If I want someone to talk shit to me, I'm going to sit with you. Yeah. But you know what I think I'm going to do today? I'm going to sit by that window, a pint of Guinness. I'm going to look out the window and watch the world go past.
That's
right?
It, yeah.
See what I'm saying? So I found my inner peace. I found who I am. I found
that I live on my own. I found it hard at first. I'll be honest with you, and now I love it. I don't think I could be with someone because I can do what I want to do when I want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You find, I started to read a lot. I couldn't read. I couldn't read or write. Until I don't know, 10 years ago.
Yeah,
mate, you give me a book now, I'll read it in an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can get hold of it, and if I like it, and I like, I'm crazy, really. I like art. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I like watching art, and I like going to the galleries. I'm going, what? I said, it's what I like. It's just maybe it's my age. I don't know, but I like doing my own. I get on a train. I'll go down. I'll go to the art galleries. You know what I'm saying? I know who's who, what's what. You know what I'm saying?
Jeffrey Archer let me read him, right?
Did he?
I couldn't read or write at all. When he was in jail, I was in Belmarsh with him.
Oh my God!
There's
a story.
Yeah, but everybody that was in there, oh, this, that. Listen, there's a few sensible people in there, proper sensible people in there.
Dicks, isn't they?
Yeah, idiot. Yeah, listen, 95% of them, right? Proper sensible people in there. So one of the main people that was in there, obviously I dropped names, but one of the main people that was in there. Yeah. So I sorted something out I said to Archer straight away as soon as he came in there, I said, what do you want to eat? Because I was on the hot plate. So what do you want to eat? Because you get A, B, and C. A shit in it. You get B and C.
Yeah.
So he said, any chance I can have a bit of that? And someone next went to me, what are you giving it to him for? He's this and he's that and he's this and he's that. I went, listen, mate, he's intelligent, mate. I'm getting myself around him and teach me how to read. I couldn't read or write. I'm dyslexic.
Yourself, you know what I'm saying? And that's it. It's for you. It's not for anyone.
Yeah. So he turned around. So then a big name in there, a massive name in there said, I'll rent him an office. Blah, 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 blah. And then we sort of just got together, us three, and that was it. We just sort of stuck together. Do you know what I mean? And he was a massive name in there. So it was sort of like everyone stayed away anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But listen, surely when you go to these places, like you've probably done, educated yourself. You've educated yourself.
Yeah, I did. I mean, you must. I don't know if you. Martina Cole. Have you heard of her? She's
Martina.
She came to ones with Nick, and I can't get a job because I play up and I run around and do that. They won't give me a job in the library. So I can't read, can I? I played a job there. What it was, a gay guy had come in, and they couldn't get him onto the protection. I said, I'll look after him. They gave him with me. I got the library job, didn't I? And Martina Cole, because I knew Martina Cole was coming. So she came. She got the little books, 100-page books they were.
Yeah.
So I started reading them, and that was got me reading. Yeah. And I met him there. Andy McNabb came, And the life was brilliant, mate. It's a different world over there. So listen, I wouldn't recommend prison to anybody. Don't get me wrong. You know, it's a terrible place, but it's not nothing.
And listen, there was a man on America's Got Talent, and he come out of a great saying. You'll love this saying. He done 35 year. Yeah, he got out because it wasn't him that done it, but he done 35 year. And he said, they said, how did you get through it? How did you get through it? Blah blah blah. He said, listen, I never let my mind go to prison. I went to prison, but my mind never went there. Lovely saying. I think it was.
Yeah.
It might have been.
See, like when you think, like I try, it's hard to explain, but when people think it's bad, wherever you think it's bad, mate, it's not.
No,
but at the time you think it is, because when I was at my lowest ebb, when I look back now, the bird was pregnant. The kids wouldn't talk to me because she's pregnant. That's my most important for my kids. Mrs. would just give me pure hell. My mates was robbing me. It was just how everything was going wrong. I thought it was the end of the world. It was nothing. It was a bit of a hiccup in life. That's all it was. I messed up, and you got to deal with it. Next, shit hit fan. Deal with it, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't. Yeah. Instead of dealing with it, I felt sorry for myself. Moped around, got so depressed and so down. I tried to kill myself. You know, and it amalgamated in me getting took away, and they sectioned me from my own. I mean, I didn't know anything about that. I don't remember the next month. And like I said, and then 7 months later, I'm out. And since then, I mean, apart from the lockdown, where it was a little bit bad, but I like to do exactly what it's got. Great, Mike. That's brilliant, mate. You're right there, because when you're around people that are just plastic, that affects you too. But I don't. I only surround myself with people that I want to surround myself with. You know.
Do you know how many people I surround myself with?
None. Yeah, same as. Same as when I had them. I had to move away. I take my phone. Look, I was seeing a psychotherapist. She was brilliant. She was, and they stopped the funding. She was like £400 an hour or something. Unbelievable, wasn't it? But the best thing that happened to me, she was. She said, "Right, what you got to do?" She said, "Take everything, throw it away, move away." I said, "What?" She said, "Move away on your own." I went to a hostel on my own in Norfolk. I said to my family, I said, "Look, I can't speak to you for 6 months. I've got to do this." I've done it. Yeah, I've done it for a year on my own. Not spoke to nobody. I had to find myself, you know.
Yeah.
And I found myself, and I'm a better person. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's funny. It's funny how you done jail. You done jail, and you know all that sort of stuff. And you didn't, because I didn't find myself totally in jail, but I did find myself a little bit in jail. You know what I mean? I realised like the people you got around you and all that sort of stuff.
But I've listened. So I've always been my own person anyway. What I'm saying to you is, the people I had around me were only that I used to do their fights and would give their money and this and that. They were postmen, they were whatever. And now I look back, I think, mate, you know, you let me down. Like, cut and try to speak. I said, look, with all due respect, mate, you know, leave it there, mate. I said, when I was at my lowest ebb, I said, you didn't want to know, mate. I said, I need help. I know no one called out for me. So I thought, I haven't got mates, because I got my best mate. He lives in Brighton, Mickey Stokes. He's my proper pal. I go and see him. I was down there about 3 weeks ago. It was his boy's birthday, and like he ring me out all the time. He like proper mates, you know. And I've got a couple of mates that ring me up, but my closest, what I thought were my closest friends, all they done was rob me. So the guy in the thing was saying, look, he had my best mate. He had a car. Every night he'd come take stuff out of the store. He was looking out the store for me while I was in the thing, nicking all my stuff off the store, you know. Just listen, I don't want to be bitter. I've let go of that. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, when I was in a bad place, everyone robbed me, because I had money here, there, and everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's cash, and everybody robbed me. There's not one person didn't rob me.
I mean, like you're saying there, like I won't say myself. I've got a few friends, but listen, there's a difference in having that many friends, to think you've got that many friends. You know what I mean? You've got that many friends.
That's what. Well, I probably have too many people around me anyway. You're right.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I mean, and also like families hard work, because like her family, and I said, listen, your family ain't stopped ponching on me like all my life, and now all of a sudden I'm a wanker. You know what I'm saying? I said that wanker. I said, what about that fucking fridge? What about that fucking her mum? You know what I'm saying? And I just thought, she blanked me. I thought there was no need for it. I said, look, all right, Mr. H, whatever. You know, like, I'll still be nice to her. I'll still be polite. But you know what? Excuse my language. I'm going to swear. Fuck them all.
Yeah. What's that say there?
You get someone talking about them. I get it all the time, mate. I get it all the time. You know, self-indulgence. That's what it's called. But listen, they're sort of what it is with them people that are self-indulgent. They're missing something. They're not happy.
Yeah,
You know, I'm happy with me. Like, I ain't
yeah.
the best looking geezer in the world. You know, I've done some crazy things. What I'm saying to you is, I can go to the shop now. If I want to go to a restaurant, I go to a restaurant. I want to go and see my mate, I'll go and see my mate. I ain't got money, but I've got, you know, I'm all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I do a little. I start business. I was just starting a little shoe business at the moment now. So I do get myself busy with things, you know. But like I said, the lockdown was terrible.
But you've got no reason to tell people that, have you? That's the thing. The people that go in the pubs and tell people that is the people that have
Well, I've got nothing to prove, you know. So I don't tell my people my business. I'm speaking to you because you're genuine. What I'm saying to you is that listen, and I admire you. I mean that because what you're doing, these things, I mean, fantastic, mate. This is what it needs. You know what I'm saying? I'll sit here all day. I don't.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not. This is saying this is what people do interviews. This is not an interview. This is people talking about real life. This is people just being relaxed and talking about real life. When you go,
I've been there, you know, and I know, and yourself, you know, you've seen it. You know, I don't know. I'll ask you. Please don't take this offensively. I don't know if it's worse when it's not you. See, it's your sister, and you know that killed herself. You know, see with me, it's me, so I can deal with that. See, if it's your sister, I don't know. Is that different? It's a different coming from a different angle, isn't it? I find that a bit harder, I think, to be honest with you. Because it's me, I try to take my own life. I can take responsibility for that, can't I?
What can I do? I've got kids and I've got missus.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
What can I do?
I'm going to say because you can't. You got to be mentally strong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I mean, maybe that has made me mentally stronger.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll be honest with you.
What I'm saying, the blame, you think, well, why don't I see it? You can't. No one sees it. It just happens. And anyone says, I say, no one can see it. Don't even go there. That can never happen. And you can't be blamed for anything like that. It's because mental health is just, everyone's got different. You know, I could, like, if I was talking to you now tomorrow, I could feel like shit, not come on here for 2 days.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how I'll be. But I won't excuse that. When I say, like, I didn't feel too great, that's me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I mean, the thing is, like, I seen my sister die of cancer, and
I died cancer and all.
Her last 6 days of her life, watching her dying, was.
That's why my sister was 13.
Yeah, 13. Jesus.
And died of cancer. And I said, I went to my mum's house. I went to Bournemouth like to see her fucking die. It was horrible, you know.
Yeah.
And then, as a kid, I'm traumatized, you know.
Yeah, and then my brother. Remember, I had a 15-hour operation. I had a brain tumor. I had a 15-hour operation. Yeah, right.
They say what caused the brain tumor now?
No, it's called necystic neuroma. So it's basically you look. So I've lost my hearing in my left hand here, my balance in my left hand side. I was boxing it for over 8 years. 8 years, right?
What did you do, man?
I had the best chin in British boxing. Don't worry about that because even with a tumor on the brain, I've never been put over in my life. Never been put over in my life. And then when I had the operation, this is how mentally strong I was when I went in for the operation. Yeah. But when I went in for the operation, I said, "There's no way you're gonna knock me out in 10 seconds, right? Yeah, this is the truth, right?" I went in that full leprechaun outfit, right? I was going for a brain operation, and they went, "Are you mad?" And I said, "Let me tell you something. If I'm gonna die, I want people smiling, and I want to go down smiling." Yeah. Listen, and when they give me the thing first, the gas in there, and they done the ejection into me, they went 9, 8, 7, 6. I'm telling you, 30 seconds later, I was still laying there, right? They couldn't believe it. I weren't knocked out, right? It was like, but I was telling me mine not to let it happen, right? Anyways, so 4 days later, I beat all records in the hospital. 4 days. They told me I wouldn't walk for ages and all that. They told me I'll be out for 24 hours. 24 hours in intensive care. 3 hours later, I was ripping the leads out of my arms. They sedated me and said he's going to be out now for at least another 24 hours. 10 hours later, I was walking around the ward, right? That proves how strong the mind is. So,
yeah, I'm just going to say, mine's the same because when you do things like that, I was in intensive care myself and I want to get out. I had to go home, you know what I mean? I want to see my kid. And
but I mean,
I was walking with a thing on my arms. She goes, "You can't do that." I didn't care.
But I mean, I come out of hospital, right? And the only way I'll see my brother's what he done to himself, 4 days later was I believed he wanted to be with my sister. Yeah, I believed he wanted to be with my sister because they was very close, and my sister brought us up.
And how long? What was the gap between Your
Oh,
sister and
they was only a year apart.
oh,
They was,
yes.
they was only a year apart. But my sister brought us up like my mum, because my sister
Yeah,
brought us up
yeah.
from 13 years old. But then when my brother topped himself, I said, "How crazy is life? You've got me like trying to stay in the world, and you've got him trying to leave the
I'm
world."
going to go. See, I don't know, but it's just that's why I did find that the Bible in respect of that. I believe there is more than what we've got here now. There's more. That's what I believe. You know, everyone's but different. But I mean, I should be. How many times? 6, 7 times. I've been in intensive care, ICU. I've been in cryo crashes. I've been asthmatic. Everybody stuck the thing in me. You know, the adrenaline. And it goes minutes away from going. So I start to believe in my head. My mind, I stick it. I think, okay, well, I'm not meant to go. You know, I think when I'm meant to go, I'll go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when I took the tablets,
I
I
believe
had a
that.
knock on that mark.
I believe
Sorry?
that. I believe that. That's what I believe. You know all that,
You're
like,
doing green, good, yeah.
yeah. You know what I believe. Oh yeah. You can die. Listen, I had COVID terrible. I took 15 days. I was in bed with it. 15 days, right? I swear. I even rang my solicitor and said to my solicitor, everything that's in my name, get in my missus' name. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
In the morning, I woke up. I said, "Don't put everything." No. But listen, I was in a. But I honestly believe that your time's your time. I believe that.
Yeah.
Do you know
Well,
what I mean?
like so when I had the breakdown, I mean, breakdowns, it's hard. We'll talk about it more with other people. What's this like, Pete? You good? What's that?
Yeah. SK, I had radiotherapy. I've got to go back for another MRI in 3 months, but you know,
Too strong.
hopefully,
It ain't going to get you, mate. You're too strong.
no, yeah.
And that's what it means. The doctor said to me, you can't go unless I can. See, with me, I've got my own strength. You know what I'm saying? See, like I just people say, I've got a scar on my hands. You can't see it. Can you see that? The scar there? So you can see it?
Yeah.
He put a cigarette, he put a £50 note in it. I said, mate, I'll get that £50 note. My hand was like that. But I've got the £50 note. That's what I'm like. My mind, I'll go, look, and they go, you're fucking nuts, man. I said, I'm different. That's all it is. I won't allow to, the geezer's coming to the pub and he's getting this, and I took a disliking to him, and I thought, I'll have your £50 note, mate. Mate, that was like 25 years ago. I was badly scarred, but that's how mad I am. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, but you know what it is? You know what it is? Like, that's the thing. With me, it's like I do definitely think different to other people. You ask Peter Fury, mate. Listen, see Lake District, yeah, right? Because he used to live in the Lake District, right? Yeah. I used to run a mountain in Windermere, right? Yeah. His son Huey would walk it, yeah. I would run up the top of that mountain like nothing, like nothing.
That's nice because you got a determination. I mean, listen, you're a lovely person. Just to do this, you got to be a lovely person. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone says it, they don't do it. I'm glad I jumped on because I'll help you any way I can. I mean that. You know what I'm saying? I've got time on my hands, so whatever. If I can help someone, I will. But it's hard to start someone. I see with me, for me, I'm not good with things and all the rest of it. You know what I mean? So I ask people, like my daughter, she's always too busy and all the rest of it. Because I asked her a few times, she's done my podcast. So I can't rely on my daughter. I'm not blaming my daughter. What I'm saying is, I've got to learn these things. I didn't know how to do that. I mean, I should know that. Come on, I've had this computer now. I don't know how many years.
You're mad and I'm mad because I ain't got. Listen, I've got my own channel. I don't even know how to use it. I've got a kid that sets things up for me. I ain't got a clue. When you was just when you was just echoing a minute ago, I didn't have a fucking clue why it was echoing. Someone had to tell me.
What's going on him? I wouldn't know how. I don't know how to get off here.
but see these people on here. Yeah, this is a family. Like, I've generated this over the last 8-9 months. Yeah, right.
Thanks, Green. That's lovely. That last thing you said, let's just say thank you very much. It's lovely. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah, it ain't about me. This ain't about me. I'm the connection. I'm the connection.
I've done my
I'm the connection to everyone else. I'm the connection to everyone else that's on this channel. Yeah. I mean, we get idiots come on here sometimes. You get idiots
everywhere. And what you're going to get is, I go on that social media sometimes. I speak to people and all that rest of it, and they get it. I said, mate, well, and they go, you could get in an argument with them. It's no point. It's just someone behind the computer just being horrible because they got a sad life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They say you're a wanker. I say thanks, mate. They have a lovely day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you say that. But you listen, the people that might be on here might have problems.
Yeah, that's right. What I'm saying is, like, there is people. I believe there's a lot of hate in this world today because we're breeding it. We're breeding
Yeah.
even the boxing now. See the boxing, Americans and in English now. The hate is coming here.
Yeah.
Where does this hate come from? I
Yeah.
talked to a guy, Tay Jones, an ex-boxer. He's in the thingy camp, Wilder camp. I said, look, I said, you can't come in and keep making these accusations about, I said, you've got no proof to, and he goes, you know what, mate, you're right. I said, all you're doing is stirring up hate. And the guy, we're friends now, we talk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he was getting carried away with himself. Oh, yeah. I said, you lost the title, mate. You've always had the title. He's 40-0. You can't deal with it. He's got nothing. I said, you've got one punch and that's it. Once you touch the puncher, if you ain't catching, you ain't going. You know what I mean?
Well, I've heard they've been slagging off Tyson's baby now as well, saying it's
Yeah, you got to be careful because then I would be going back on it. You got, that's what I'm saying. It's not that they don't know. This is what's happening, and you're getting people breeding it. Like this, there's they're not boxing fans. They're people that they're just jealous, nasty.
Wannabes.
Yeah, and what they do is, they want to say things. I get involved in others. So if you want to know about boxing, I know about boxing. I say, come on. I was a Bruno fan. My first world title was QPR, Barry McGuigan, Pedrosa, and so on. I went to football boxing all the time, mate. I used to go every weekend. You know what I'm saying? And
Bruno's a lovely geezer, isn't he? Bruno's a lovely geezer.
I mean, I see his first 23 fights. His first 24 fights, I went to 23 of them, but it was only at Wembley Arena and Albert Hall. It was only a 10, and most of the time you had what's his name, Harry Gibb reffing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look,
he was a governor. He was a governor, Harry Gibb.
We got off that. No, we're talking boxing. These people are on here, but what's this one? I said the same lady here. Yeah, what I'm saying to you is you're right. See the boxing, you got to be careful because it's a sport we love.
Yeah.
But people, they won't know enough about boxing. They want to talk about mental health. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, the thing is, when we're talking about mental health, that's what I'm saying. So on the other channel, so what I've done now, this is Voice from the Corner. This is a boxing channel, but I started introducing the mental health on this channel. Yeah. But then what I've realised was I spoke to someone yesterday and they said, Pete, what you want to do is separate the mental health.
Yeah,
because listen, boxing to me now is a joke. It's become a joke. They're full of clowns. It's full of idiots.
He's parking everyone up. It's just set you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some great boxers out there, but he's not letting him fight, is he? You know what I mean?
No. And so it's going to be called Voice from the Corner Mental Health, which is up now. The channel's up. But
what's this number I've got here?
This is Long Necks. This is the geezer that does my editing. But what I'll do to him when you send him your number.
Yeah, because I've asked him to do this because I struggle to get on this without you. I mean, I think it's called Screener or something. I have done it before.
StreamYard.
Sorry, I've got stream. I've downloaded the streaming thing. So I've got that.
Yeah.
But mate, honestly, I am useless at it.
No, but what he'll do, Long Neck. Next time, he's got longest neck in the world. I swear to God, we call him Long Neck. But he's only a young kid, but he knows all this stuff. So I said to him, what I'll do, he sets it up, so he'll have you set up and me.
Is that a pen in your hand?
Eh?
Is that a pen in your hand?
No.
Yeah, have you got a pen in there?
Yeah, I've got a pen. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'll give him my number. And he can.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's better to do that. But it's better to do it.
I don't want to bug him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. One sec.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, Mark, you're right there, mate. It is. You can do a lot of things. You have to control your mind, but when you can't control it, you have to live with it and not let it get to you. You know what I'm saying? You can achieve anything you want in life, mate. If you wish to. If you say can't, you won't. If you think someone's better, they are.
Yeah, that's just a few of my belts, look.
Oh my God.
That mean?
Oh, and it's strange. Look, what a lovely thing to bump into, eh? I'm a boxing fan, and I bumps into someone that's a boxer that knows the people that I love and into mental health. It's amazing. See, that's fate.
Right, what's your number, mate?
07369.
07369.
369.
Yeah.
200.
Yeah.
It's 471.
471.
Yeah.
Perfect, mate, perfect.
Yeah. So I'm used to it,
Yeah. So what I'll do is, I'll open you up.
Listen, as well. You want to do, Listen,
Yeah,
call me on for anything. I'm not ashamed. I'll bang it. I bang on there, mate. I
yeah,
take on the button. I'll say, look, I was in a mental. I've been a few of them, and the aftercare I've been to, I can tell all about that. I can tell all about the useless ones, the good ones, the bad ones.
yeah. Maybe what we'll do is we'll break them up. We'll break them up. So
Yeah.
some like we'll break one thing up one day.
The
So it gives,
tablets, the matters, everything up, mate.
yeah.
Well,
It gives someone people time to digest it as well. Like
yeah.
people that are suffering and that. And then what we'll do is after every one we've done is
Yeah.
we'll do a live at the night with people. Yeah. So you're not talking so much. What you're doing is you'll watch it and then you can answer the questions. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's perfect. What I'm
Yeah.
saying to you, look, we're talking here, we're having a conversation. You know, people are looking, you know, if they're suffering, they don't hear me and you talking about boxing. They want to
Yeah.
find out what's, you know, it's about them. It's not about us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anytime. That's what I meant. You know.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Listen, we can talk on the phone about boxing any day of the week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the thing is, you can always come back on this channel where you're on there for
Yeah.
boxing and talk about boxing because you know it's opinions on we talk about opinions on boxing here. For me, obviously, you know, we're coming close to the end of our chat now about what talking because we're gonna do it in a different time on the other channel. But for me, I would say this. I think the 80s was better than the 90s. The 90s was better than the 2000s. I'm being real, and I was a fighter.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I mean, don't get me wrong, when I was growing up, when I was young, we used to go out to concerts, we used to go boxing. We done something all the time. There was always something to do. I drove since I was about 16. Excuse me. I used to go to the beach down at Bournemouth. We all of us, all the pals I got that I was with, we've done things, and we used to get in fights, but there was just norm. You know, that was norm. There was no blades and guns and all that. Then it was like you have a fight, and that was it. You know.
Yeah.
But, I'll put you right there, mate. The 80s, 90s, yeah. I mean, it's got worse and worse, but it's because there's so much. You know, there's so many things out there now. Social media has not been great for the society.
Well, a 14-year-old kid last week stabbed a geezer with a wife and kids. Yeah, a 14-year-old kid stabbed him, killed him. He was at the Old Bailey today. The 14-year-old kid.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
That's got to be down to social media and things. It's got to be.
What it is, like, I stopped my kids from certain things, like because I brought them up because I see everything in my life, and no one would tell me. And so I say, look, do your fair jog on. You know what I'm saying? Even my miss, she goes so far, she let my daughter. I said, no, she ain't going nowhere. Get in that fucking room, you.
Yeah.
And my daughter used to think I was, you know, but now they look back, it's brilliant. It worked. The two of us, you know. But what I'm saying is, because there was so much things out there, scares me. You know what I'm saying?
What you've done, you've changed what they've done because you took the left and you're putting them on the right.
Yeah. But you actually, because my mate, I see my mates kid. I thought, nah, mate, like no disrespect. I've got mates. They're sniffing them. They're sniffing Charlie with their sons. I mean, like, what? How low can you get? You know, I'm not rude. To me, I think, mate, and I go, what? And I go, you having a laugh? I go, that's your son, you prick. He go, what? I said, you know what I mean? Excuse my language, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they go, what? I said, that's your son. I said, do me a favour, jog me away, get away from me, mate. I can't stand things like that. Because just because you made a mess up, mate, don't fuck your kids up. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He goes, I can't tell what I said, well, you ain't a father then, mate. Because I fucking tell
yeah. If you want to do it, go and do it in your own private place. Don't
exactly. Listen, I'm the age, you know, I should do a bit, you know, like I said, I'm not proud of it. But no, I'm not in a junkie or anything. It's just I should give it away if I did. You know what I'm saying? Just it was more company, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But drugs are a lot to do with this mental health because these young kids, they try all these different drugs. That smoke stuff, which is all that skunking. Mate, when I was in the hospital, there's a lot of them in there, mate.
They reckon, but I reckon if you've got the tendency, well, listen again. They reckon if you've got the tendencies to have mental health problems, but listen, everybody's got it in them. Yeah. Everyone's got it in them.
I mean, I was a lot worse than what I am now, like I said, because I've dealt with my issues. Because listen, when you've got everything, you've got a nice house, you've got cars, and you go on holiday, then you've got nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. But it was good. It was humbling for me because I thought I don't need it. I've got my kids. You know what I mean? It's more to me than anything. I can go and have a laugh, and go and do whatever. I can do what I want to do. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I say, in a boxing club, I've been a month trying to man. I said, well, you got to do this, mate. You got to do that. You know, like I just enjoy.
Where are you training now? Where are you training now?
Handwell Boxing Club.
Handwell, yeah. I know, yeah.
It's just open. It's only opened it's been open 6-7 weeks. But my mate Tommy, his daughter, it's her her husband. It's
So you got Hendon there as well. It's a Hendon by there, is it?
the Hendon. That's further up, isn't it?
You got Dale Youth by where you, ain't you there?
Yeah, Dale used to have one. I used to go there. I was a kid.
Yeah. Mick Delaney's still there.
That's it. Yeah, he trained me. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know all the drivers. Yeah, Mick Delaney, unbelievable, isn't it?
Legend, isn't he? So you know the O'Donnells and all that then.
Yeah. Listen, when they say I'm out of Shepherd Bush, you're gonna name. I know them all. You know, they're gonna say, yeah, no, mate, he's a fight. But forget all that. I'm not nothing special. You know, I'm just me. And what I'm saying is, my life was just about my kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you'll hear things, mate. I hear things, and I think, oh, I wish I had, mate.
yeah.
But because I'm out of Shepherd Bush and look, I know the rough people and all the rest of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
John Stokes and all that.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I said, I'm surprised. I'm because Peter, I speak to Peter, and he's such a lovely man. Only through social media and whatever. And I've drove him mad because of my mental health. And I said, look, I've got he's been so good, mate. He's an absolute. I said, you're a gentleman, Peter. I said, you know how kind you are. I said, I don't even know you, mate. Because when the lockdown, I was talking boxing. I was going, look, and I overdo it because I've got the bipolar, don't I? Because I'm locked down. I go into one. I was like,
have you ever spoken to Tyson?
I spoke to him because I've been a couple of things, but I don't know him. Like, I haven't met him like on a personal basis. No,
because he will be listening to this. He will be listening to this channel. Like the once the mental health side of the channel starts.
He's brilliant. He's brilliant. I've seen him like when I go to the hospital. There's pictures of him. He's like, people don't see it. The other day he walked up with 2 belts. He brought me to the thing. He said for the mental health. I signed. He take them in. I sign them. He said, and the person that wins them, I take him out for the day. Come and. I was like, that's what people don't see.
Yeah.
Listen, he's loud. He's unbeaten. I get in arguments with Peter, and I go, listen, he's unbeaten you, Dean. What are you on about?
Yeah.
He goes, well, he's going to beat us. I said, mate, he beat a granny out of him last time. How's he going to beat him?
Yeah.
You know and what it is with Tyson, and John, they're a bit loud, but that's how they are. Traveling.
So they're selling themselves. They're selling themselves like that. They're selling themselves, aren't
they? But they're not worried about it. I think, you know what I mean?
No.
I think Bob Arum. I don't know if he should have took that money off him, but I think that's the problems that he's having now because of the 5-fight deal. I think that's what's happening with Tyson now. I think that Bob Arum's saying, no, it's not enough. Don't do that because he's got control of him at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah. He's he needs to fight though, Tyson, because I think he needs to do it for his own sanity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's not that people don't understand because he's got the mental health. I say, mate, you don't know what it's like that mental health. I say, yeah, got to carry on, mate. That annoys me, because I see him sometimes. I can see me all day long. I go, he's suffering. I know he's suffering. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just look at him and I know it's me. My missus goes, isn't he like you? I said, exactly like me. My ex, she used to see him. I goes, he's the same, exactly the same. So he's suffering. And when he's in that car, when he does that story in the car, you've seen that one? He does a story. He does a thing. It's called Depression. It's on YouTube, and he runs through his story. He said, I was in the car. That's brilliant. There's music in the background. And everything he says is me. I was like, oh my God. So it's and then he said, I stopped. He said he thought about his kids, which is what I said. And, nothing's as bad. Like I said, that's the most important thing for this mental health, because I'm going to come off it. I'm knackered. Is that nothing is as bad as you think it is. At the time you think it, at the time I thought that, my world was ending. Do you know what I'm saying? My missus left me. Oh, poor me. It's all down to me.
Yeah.
And like I said, what you've been through, I can see you got a heart of gold, because that's harrowing what you've been through. You know what I'm saying? I lost my sister. That hurt me. Like Jill, she was like my mum, and she's burnt very badly. She's my inspiration. Like people look at us, go, "What are you looking at?" She's very badly disabled, but I loved her. I want to be around her all the time, that sort of thing. And when I lost her, I was looking after everything, but I broke down. Then I was like, I was in bits, and I found it hard to get over it, because she was there for me all the time,
Listen, I'll let you go, Matty. I'll let you go because you won't get up in the morning. But listen, I'll give you a ring tomorrow, mate. And it's a pleasure having you.
Pleasure meeting you. Thanks so much.
Get you on again, mate. Get you on again. Cheers, Matty.
Take care.
If you like that, give us a like, comment, and a subscribe. You big dosser.